Hello everybody and welcome to Aceikith Gaming. Today we are going to be starting to come to at the end of week 1 of season 3 2020. We are actually going to be doing the VRS Sprint race, which week 1 season 3 2020 is at Monza, also known as the Temple of Speed. Always having some fantastic GT racing, F1 racing, and also some other formats including Dallara F3s in the past. So definitely been some very good racing all around over the years. Hopefully this will be another very good race that we'll be able to do over the course of the race. Obviously it's very difficult. The track temperature is very high. This isn't top split, so we may get some drivers that will be a bit hot-headed into trying to overtake one another. So obviously we just have to be aware of that. The main goal for us really in this race is to just try and be as clean as possible and try and get through the race without damage, because the moment you have damage in a race like this, you will be so slow on the straight and you'll be a sitting duck and you'll be basically overtaken at a moment's notice. So the biggest thing that we need to do is keep the car clean, which is what I am aiming to do. If you do like the video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you are interested in watching more videos, you can do so by subscribing and also hit the bell button. That will give you notifications to watch any new upcoming videos that I may put up onto the channel. Right, okay, so this should be an interesting one. It's the first VRS race that I've done in, I'd probably say around about 4 months. So to actually have the first round of VRS at Monza is definitely an interesting one, to say the least. Like obviously most drivers are of course in the Ferrari or the McLaren. So there is a few Mercedes. I think there is a couple of Audis as well. But most of the grid is all Ferraris and McLarens. Because of course top speed means everything around Monza. So it doesn't earn its title the Temple of Speed and nothing. So the track temperature is a whopping 47 degrees Celsius. Strength of the field is 2k. So we are sitting on 2k ourselves at the moment. So we are starting P15 as the number 11 car. Now, we will lose a little bit of our rating if we stay in the position that we are at the moment.
Follow car number 9 in the left column.
We know that our race pace, I know the race pace is actually pretty decent altogether around here. So, of course, this being my very first VRS race for quite some time, I don't know what to expect. I didn't do it at all last season. So my goal really is just a finish. I'm not going to concentrate on race position at all. And look, if I can get further up the field, then great. But my main priority is try and keep it clean. And just try and stay out of trouble. Because you can very easily get into trouble on a track like this. Because the speed, average speed is actually quite high. That's pretty much all there is to it. It's just try and stay out of trouble. That's the main objective for this race. And try not to sustain any damage, particularly in the first half of the race. So the track temperature has actually just gone down a little bit already, which is good to see. I'm not going to go too near to the car behind so unless we get brake checked.
Okay, Al, stay calm, focus.
Right, here we go, 40 minutes. We've got quite a bit of space behind.
Far left. 3 wide, in the middle. Clear all around.
Incident in Curva Grande. It looks like Garcia.
In the middle, 3 wide. Clear. Clear to the right.
Okay, so we literally came to a stop, but that's fine with me. A lot of drivers all crashed into each other.
Left side, clear to the left.
Unfortunately, that car directly around us will cause an incident. But we managed to get through it without damage, which is the main thing at least.
On your left.
So he's just going to let us by, so that's great.
Left.
Because of the track temperature being very high as well, we do need to try our best to look after our tyres. Particularly when we are in battles as well.
Car right. Still there. Clear right.
I think he wanted to try and hang around the outside and then decided, no, that's not a good idea. I was going to allow him to do it, if he wanted to do that, but he backs out of it anyway.
Use all the track, force him to find the gap.
Now, just to put it into perspective, when I did practice, the track temperature was only 39 degrees Celsius. So it is quite a bit higher than what I did in practice. The car may feel very different. But something like that's not going to faze me very easy. We're just going to keep things calm, learn about the car a little bit more. But this is my very first race in VRS for some time. We've made a decent start, despite being held up quite a lot. We did manage to overall gain a place. But the guy behind me is keeping up with me. I'm also using max TC settings just to make sure that the car is as stable as possible. Because the less sliding that I do, the better. You can see even on max setting I'm sliding around quite a lot because the track temperature is very high. I can see there is a battle going on just up ahead. So for P11.
Behind is now 1.0 seconds. The leader has just done 149, 143.
There's a fair few drivers during qualifying as well. They're actually setting 49s.
The gap in front is increasing. It's now
So it's not like
seconds.
necessarily that there's a lot of
You've just
slower
done
drivers
51,
in this split.
50.
A lot of drivers are actually pretty good.
We think P6 has gone off in Curva Grande.
Oh, there's an incident there.
What's about you, mate?
Not sure what happened there. The McLaren going slow.
Car left. Clear left.
All right, Al. The next car is Evans.
Seems like this Mercedes just up ahead of us has got a bit of damage. He's still pulling away though. He probably has a very low wing setting. Does seem like the Mercedes is probably could be another good pick. It does have a very good amount of acceleration. Not quite the top speed to the McLaren or the Ferrari.
There's an incident in Parabolica.
Oh, that's a big crash.
Clear left. Car left. Clear on the left.
Wow.
Don't let him get away.
Left side. Clear left.
Just about managed to escape
Your
that.
right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Clear them.
On your left. Still there. Clear left. On your left.
Really?
There's an incident in Curva Grande. We think it might be Evans.
Right. Oh, that was a bit of a, I'm not even sure how to word that one. That was a bit pathetic, really.
There's an incident in Lesmo 1. Looks like it's Yamashita. Our refueling window will open after 15 minutes. Closes after 28 minutes.
I don't even know what that guy was going to get out of that move, really, to be honest.
On your right. Still there. Clear to the right.
Right, so we're quite far down the field now because of the spin.
Keep it up.
Through no fault of our own. We'll just keep on plugging away. We know we can make up some places.
Second place.
So just keep our head down.
There's an incident in Curva Grande. We think it might be Schlager.
James, can you not come across the track like that when the other cars are coming up to you? It's a bit silly.
Mate, I'm sorry, I just got wiped out by a property car that nicked on the track.
I guess that's kind of what you get, really, when you're in one of the lower splits, though. They're catching up to a group.
Okay, Al, don't let this car distract you.
So one of the guys, well, the guy here, yeah, he's actually a couple of positions up. Now, about a little bit further ahead in this group. Christoph was actually just far up the field as what R was at the start. According to starting positions.
That was a 152.60.
Just need to keep this speed going, really. So we can really manage at the moment. I'm sure multiple drivers will probably retire in this race gradually. Because the rate,
Right, the guy ahead of us is Lopez.
because the rate of incidents can happen on a track like this is actually quite high. So we do just need to keep that in mind. Don't want to do anything too rash for either ourselves. Because the moment you start to get any kind of damage, you're just pretty much a sitting duck, you're just going to go tumbling down the field.
Gap to Lopez. Ahead is now 0.7.
So pace hasn't dropped, so that's good.
Thanks, mate. You're the one who can't keep it straight, mate.
Definitely a good second chicane.
Okay, Al, the next car is Schlager. The gap to Garcia. Behind is now 1.0 seconds.
It doesn't seem to me that this Mercedes has any damage, what I can see, but that is just from the back. He's braking. He is braking a bit early though. Obviously taking it very easy. See if we can try and get a bit of overspeed on the Mercedes now. He's going to try and go for the block. He's going to force us to the outside.
Hold your line. Clear right.
Okay, that's fine. I do prefer most of my overtakes of this track on the second chicane, not the first. Not quite near enough this time around. But we're still catching up to this group, so it's not like he's going slower.
Half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
Right, so we are now in the pit window. Oh, that's a bit of a shunt. There's a couple of freebies there.
Still there. Still there. Hold your line. Clear to the right. Car right. Clear right. You're clear.
So number 4X. Let's get the overtake, but we've probably got a little bit of damage to the right front. No steering damage, thankfully. Have a look at that after the race and see what exactly happened there, whether I came over on him a bit too much or whether he got a little bit of oversteer on the exit and came up on me, because either could have happened really. If I came down on him and went into him, then obviously I will apologise about it. A little bit late on entry to the second chicane there that time around. So track temperature is still 46, so it's still quite high, as it's expected to be.
Behind is now 1.3.
We are coming to the halfway point of the race, however, and if we wanted to pit now, we can. It's been unfortunate that we've not been able to save fuel in the way that we would want to. It's kind of one of them things, really, at Monza.
Okay, Al, there's a car exiting the pits, heads up.
Right, so this Audi that's ahead of us with Christoph, his rear wing is actually a bit damaged, so he's actually quite lucky to be keeping up with his pack. He's obviously got a genuinely quick car, unless that's just visual damage, because that could be the case.
Of fuel remaining.
It's 10 more minutes of fuel left.
The gap ahead is now 1.4 seconds.
Getting very good traction out of a Scar, which is good. Normally a Scar is a very, very difficult sequence of turns to go through at speed, because that's where the grip is at its lowest around the track. It's kind of like as if it's a different track surface to the rest of the track. Right, so that's one person into the pits. He almost loses it on pit entry, actually. So Stefan in the 22.
16th place. The lap time was at 1:51.44.
Okay, so it's a new personal best. So pace hasn't dropped. Oh yeah, that's a very banged up Audi. Very poor banged up Audi that is from Christoph. It seems like he's lost ground to Paulo as well. I turned in a little bit too late. Compromises the exit.
That's 20 minutes to go. Alright Al, we're halfway through. We estimate 7 minutes of fuel left.
Okay, so haven't got too much long until we pit. Once we finish this lap, it'll be 3 more laps till we've got to pit. But the good thing is that we've been able to keep our pace up despite the little incidents that we have had. But there has been some drivers that have already pitted. But we are better off actually staying out on track right now.
You're gaining on this guy.
We are getting the draft here at the minute.
That's the fastest lap. That lap time was 1:51.37. Garcia behind is pitting. Incident in Go Grande. It looks like Schlager. Yellow flag.
Schlager's just come out of the pits, who had the incident with earlier on.
There's an incident in Lesmo 1. Looks like it's Schlager.
He starts through nevertheless. He's obviously got repairs done. We've got a decent amount of space behind us. But we should be able to overtake Christoph quite easily.
Okay, Al, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining. P15. That lap was out.
On your left.
Hey Christoph.
Still there. Clear to the left.
It's obviously sporting of Christoph. He doesn't have to let me by, but obviously he realises that I'm going to be passing him nevertheless. But he's just trying to bring the car home probably. Not get any more incident points. And just try and get as good of a gain as he can. Best outcome out of his own race. Like, he's definitely a quick driver, it's Christoph. But when you have a damaged car, a track like Monza, you know, you do have to choose your battles. And he knows that one in particular he's not going to win. And all he's going to do is just hold himself up even more and me.
Make him do all the work. Focus on your exits.
A little bit wide there. Ben Paulo's kind of done the same really. So we're going to come into the pits.
Watch your speed. Pit lane speed limit is 64 kilometers per hour. We'll fill you to the end of the race.
So right, let's see. So we have got some options,
Okay, Al, 15 minutes left. That's
but we obviously
15
will not
minutes.
be taking them. Only 16.5 seconds of optional, so that's not too bad.
Exit's clear. Push.
Right side. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there. Clear right.
Oh, that could have been... That could have ended disastrously.
The leader, Cardoso, is pitting.
That's a typical Monza style pit exit, that is. But we managed to make another pass in the pits though, which is good to see, which is obviously good for us. Now most of the other drivers that would have been around us that did pit in on the last lap are most likely going to pit this lap. I just had a look at my tyre wear percentages. They actually look pretty good. Much better than I expected. Of course they are overheating a little bit.
The gap behind is now 0.8. The car ahead's pitting now. There's a car leaving the pits. P17.
So we've got cars coming out of the pits.
Right side. Hold your line. Clear to the right.
We managed to get past Paulo in the pit circle as well. So despite us not saving any fuel, we seem to have made some positions. But it does mean we're going to be a bit of a sitting duck.
Left side. Keep it steady. Clear left.
Good thing I backed off right at the end, because he weren't going to leave me any room there.
Yellow flag, watch out.
As somebody's heading off. It's Luigi Manoni. Now he may have some damage himself.
Okay, Al, you're reeling. Lopez in. The gap is 0.41.
But obviously has a very stable car underneath him. He's not sacrificed any front end speed. Oh, Luigi's very touchy on the corner exit.
Keep digging. P16.
Okay, so track temperature's actually now fallen down by a couple more. It's only 44. It might help my cause a little bit, try and get past Luigi.
10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
But then the problem I have is that he may then try and re-overtake me straight after. So it might be better off that I just stay where I am at the moment. Maybe I'm just trying to save my tyres for now. And then pounce on the both of them at the with a couple more laps to go, maybe. Because them two are fighting right now.
stay close, see if we can unsettle him. He's pretty slow into Lesmo 2.
On your left. Still there. Still there. Clear to the left.
Yeah, Luigi's made another mistake. So game gone behind Christoph, who's in that damaged Audi.
Your lap time was 1:52.05. The track temperature is falling. It's now 44 Celsius.
I'm a little bit sensitive where to put through my traction control to 2. I haven't got a button map setting on my wheel, so I will have to do it with my mouse on a long straight if I am going to do that. If obviously if it's the wrong setting, I have to keep with it for the entire lap pretty much.
Okay, Al, 10 minutes of fuel remaining. The gap to Lopez ahead is now 1.1.
Right, we're going to set it to 2 now and see what it's like. So of course the car's going to feel a little loose. However, it will mean we'll be able to get faster exits if we can keep the car in a straight line. With 5.5 minutes left of this race.
That last lap was at 1:51.32. That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
Yeah, we are actually starting to go a little bit faster. Might be the breakthrough that we actually do need. We have been saving our tyres quite well. Got very lucky with that. That should have been an off track. Oh, it's gone a bit wide there into a Scary.
Alright, Al, we've gone out of track limits.
Now bear in mind, that's our very first off track of the race. We had 2 4Xs for minimal car contact. One, I'm not sure if it was my fault or if it's the other driver's fault, but the other one was definitely our other driver's fault, 100%. So we are closer to him now this time. Oh, it's got very wide there.
Far right.
He tried squeezing me, but he was too late there.
Clear right.
Push now, we can catch this guy.
I would like to be able to think that we can catch up to the group ahead. I think virtually that is impossible. Unless anybody just up ahead of us does make a mistake.
Sorry. Wait, what's up?
Oh, that's one of the drivers that's just up ahead of us. Now we're going to have 2 more laps.
Place. That's the fastest lap of the race. Sector 2 is 0.7 off the pace. That's 5 minutes of fuel left.
Now, is he near enough? No, he's not. That's fine.
Warned about track limits.
Well, to think this is my first VRS race back after 4 months of not doing any VRS race, I'd say this has definitely been a very exciting race. I've had some good battles. Like, yes, a couple of situations hasn't gone my way. But Paulo's been actually giving me a very good race towards the end. Oh, Paulo went a bit wide there at Parabolica. That's right, so final lap. We've actually caught up to the 2 ahead of us by 2 seconds.
1 more lap to go.
This is
Very little fuel
interesting.
left.
Far right. Still there. Clear right.
Oh wow, come on mate, defend your position.
I actually did not expect Paulo to go for that move.
left, clear left. On your right, clear right.
Pepper is now leading.
Right side. Still there. Hold your line. Clear right.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes.
Oh,
On your left.
there we go, slingshot.
Nicely done.
Oh, that was a very tough one.
The first chicane. It looks like
Definitely take that one.
P13. That's the end of the race. Bad luck, mate.
Oh dear, that was a tough one. Great race, Paula. Very well done.
Yeah, it was fun.
I actually didn't expect you to make that move on the first chicane on that last lap. That caught me a bit by surprise. I tell you what, look, my hand's shaking. If you can tell, I'll bring it to a little bit closer to the camera. Hopefully, you can see. You can see how much I'm shaking right now. Like that's how much adrenaline I've got. Oh dear. So we're going to have a look at a couple of little incidents that we had during the race. First one on lap 4, where I get turned by the Audi on the first chicane. I have already had an apology from Felix, but for me it's actually a racing incident from when I see it. I get bogged down, and he's pretty much just not seen that I am going to be bogged down, to be honest. So, you know, like, we're all racing. We've just come away from another incident, so adrenaline's actually a bit on the high side. So this is the TV view angle. So I'm on the inside now, I just keep on the racing line. He has obviously started to get going, because that's where he's where we should be starting to gain speed. He's not realizing that I've started to slow down even more. So what I'll do, I will show it from my perspective from this moment. So just follow the Audi. I'll pass the Ferrari to my right. So I break him into the first chicane. I'll just slot in. I'll front down a little bit, just in that way I know I'm not in the incident that's happening in front of me, and Felix has just gone into the rear of me. But to be honest, you know, that sort of thing can happen at any time, especially at a track like Monza. So to me, that's just a racing incident, really, to be honest. So it's just unfortunate that we have collected each other, but he has apologised for it. But we both agreed that's a racing incident. The next one that we're going to go to is the one that we had with Joseph Slager, which was on lap 8. So this was while we were actually coming through the field. Coming up to Ascari, so he is a little bit slow coming out of Lasmo 2. We'll go from his perspective, because it's more important to go from his perspective. I didn't notice until just now. He has got a little bit of rear end damage, but it's only tiny. He's got some front end damage as well. He loses at the front end, and he goes into the side of me. Well, I've just held my line, really. So expecting us both to go side by side. I think he did actually put a auto thanks straight afterwards. Obviously he's got required repairs, because you can see these 3 laps here are no longer they're basically all been invalidated, so he's obviously had required repairs and then continued on after that. But for me, really, to be honest, that's also a racing incident. He's come into the side of me. He's lost control of the front, because he's already got front end damage. So both accounts on both incidents that we've had over the course of the race are both racing incidents in my books. Okay, so let's have a look at the results. First of all, what split were we? Split 3 of 7. There was quite a few drivers signed up for this race. So, of course, the number of splits is going to be quite high, especially as this is actually the end of the week. I'm actually recording this on the Monday. So this is a very end of the week. So it's actually good to see a high number of splits, owing to the fact this is the end of the week. And this was only my very first attempt of this race. So let's have a look. So we finished in P13. Bear in mind, we started P15 and we got spun round on lap 4. So to be able to actually finish in P13, I'd say is a good result all around. The 2 4Xs that I did gain, both were just natural racing incidents. But of course, still that's going to affect my safety rating. As you can see, my safety rating has taken quite a bit of a hit, minus 0.42. But thankfully, my safety rating is obviously quite high. The reason why is because I did 6 hours of Le Mans with my sim racing team SimAbility over the weekend on the Sunday. This is partly in preparation ready for my 24 hours of Le Mans race, which you can of course view on my Twitch channel. If you do want to view that, I will be on stream live on my Twitch account, which I will be posting in the description below. So that way you can come along and watch that. I'll be streaming from once the racing servers go live. So, and I will be posting that as well on my Twitter account, which I'll be posting in the description below as well. Despite the safety rating loss, we do gain a little bit of I rating, which is actually pretty good, owing to the fact of, I'll say again, the incidents that we did have. So we gained 6, which I'd say is a very good gain, because this was actually quite a highly competitive split, despite it not being even second split, never mind top split. So we gained 6 I racing, so we are now at 2074. Of course, I did gain a bit of safety rating from my 6 hours of Le Mans race that I did over the weekend. So definitely a very good result. Or hopefully we can capitalise on that during the rest of this week, if we are going to be doing any more, and into next week as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching the race as much as I did in driving it. I'm going to be honest, I am actually feeling a little bit on the hot side. It's obviously quite hot over here at the moment, as we are now going into the summer. So there's probably some things that I need to do to try and keep myself cool. But of course, it's a very high fought race. It definitely didn't make it easy for myself. And like, I'm glad that I did keep on going, just staying focused. You know, which does go to show, if you have an incident early on in a race, especially in a race like Monza, don't think you're out of it straight away. You know, if you have an early spin, think to yourself that you can have the correct mentality and that you can try and still scythe your way through the field. Because if I didn't have that correct mentality, I wouldn't have had as great of a race as what I managed to do, especially in the closing stages, having a really, really good fight. So, like, hopefully you all enjoyed it as much as I did racing it. If you do like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel if you wish to view more videos, and click the bell button, and that will give you notification of any more videos that I may post up in the future. If you are interested in viewing another video right away, however, there are a couple of videos to the right hand side of me that you can view as well. One of them includes another race that I have done, and another video includes from another game that I do play that I have put up onto the channel as well. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.